Jatketaan sitten.
Yes.
Lauta.
Kyllä tuolla ikkuna auki.
Killi.
No niinpä sano.
Noin nyt vaan toi vihko. Marpurry.
Jossain pilatti rillit. Oliko se tuossa guesthouseissa?
Mä oon tullut tähän just eikä lähdössä.
Nee.
I've been going past this modest guest house for so long. I would never have thought that the ABC case would lead me here. Marbury. There is a very pretty village by this name, in Cheshire.
Blim, blim. Good day.
How do you do? You must be Mr. Hercule Poirot. Chief Inspector Jupp told me that you might be coming.
Get annoyed seeing her peeling potatoes.
Madame, you may be of valuable help to me.
It would be my pleasure to help you. Will there be some journalists there as well?
I think you might even be interviewed. You are key witness.
I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless.
Niitä oli tämä täti.
Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. As you can imagine, when I saw that, I called Scotland Yard.
Did you really?
One moment, please. How did you know that Cust had underlined Doncaster in his railway guide?
I went and had a look in his room.
I see. Do you make a habit of searching through your lodger's belongings?
Well, what are you going to do later? I bet you're going to poke around his room too.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cust?
He's rather queer. He talks to himself. He has a bad cough. Because of the war, he says. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Where were the stains on the shirt?
Can't recall.
Cust used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Yes, although he was unwell on trains.
Do you know where Cust was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No idea.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. Ah! I remember one thing. Bexhill's by the sea, right?
Indeed. It is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cust asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Only.
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
When did he start buying the newspapers?
Let's see. I think it was just after the millionaire's murder in Churston. He didn't seem all that interested before that.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
I should check the register. Mrs. Marbury may have been hiding something from me.
I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it.
Käännäpä sinä sillä aikaa sitten.
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Ops, väärä suunta.
En kyllä yhtään ehtinyt katsoa mitä siinä oli.
This woman appears to be in bad mood.
Jerky movements.
Mrs. Marbury is taking out her bad mood on the evening meal's potato.
Käydäänkö me ensin tuolla vai jutellaanko me ensin?
Käydään siellä, tai ihan päät.
Käydään ensin.
I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Kas toi on toi?
No se on kuningas.
Niin se ei päästänyt sitä.
Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder. Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
If I did, it was because Mr. Cust wasn't here. What about it?
You rented the same room to two people.
Me.
That's fraud.
Calm down, Mr. Poirot. My lodgings were full and I couldn't let poor Mr. Fishman sleep outside.
Hyvä tämmönen ilmeytys. Ja tarkoituksena tommonen. Näissä viivassa silmät tossa.
It looks like I've found the real master of this house.
Se capture. Varmaankin.
There is no need to worry about the household cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do what it pleases.
No onko se ihan oikein sekä? Calling Mr. Wayne. Sieltä tuli ekopointseja, kun katsoi peiliin.
Trousers, white shirts. Everything has been washed very well. The Bexhill Daily paper, dated from the day of the Bexhill murder.
Trunks.
Most probably the bathing dress repaired by Mrs. Marbury's expert hands. All the main articles referring to the ABC case are here, from the Custin murder onwards. Nothing before that date. ABC guys, enough to sign about a dozen murders.
Se on niin, että se on varannut.
No kato ne.
Ai se katsoi nyt kuitenkin.
ABC guys, enough to... It's closed.
Sitä varmaan
Sakset.
Joku. Niin.
Veitsi.
It's an ABC. Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. It is clear that he did not grow up in luxury.
Varmaan kirjoitetaan tällä koneella.
John Milligan, Managing Director, Silky Legs, Frederick Street, Leicester. To A.B. Cust, Marbury's Guest House, 1935, May the 21st. Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you as door-to-door salesman, according to the conditions stated in our previous letters. We will send you the articles by mail and also a Redfield typewriter you will be using for every business letter. Regarding the schedule of your rounds, please do as following. June 21, Andover. Arrive by train the 20th in the evening and get a room at Station Hotel. Start your turn in the north part of the town. This letter establishes that Cust went to Andover, but the ink has hidden the destinations of his other trips. I know from Mrs. Marbury that he went to Custin, I just have to show that he went to Bexhill, and I will have proved that he was present at all the crime scenes.
Pududududum.
I have to get the ribbon. How am I going to do it?
Täältä tuli putslatehtoon.
The right-hand heel has been removed.
No se olla formista.
The left-hand heel has been removed.
Sä nyt sen nauhan
Something is blocking.
Something is blocking.
Something is blocking.
No sit käännen. Ellei ne on noi...
No.
And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letters sent by ABC. I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will... All the letters announcing the murders were written on Cust's typewriter. Did Cust drop it when he opened the window? Or was it Mrs. Marbury while she was cleaning?
Okay.
How hopeful. This place is a real mess.
Ja tuo törröttää.
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Mut sut jäi sieltä yksi.
Niin jäi.
Et se ei oo tossa niinku noi...
Tää pystyy tekemään tonne.
Mut se ei oo noi...
I've finished with this subject.
Okei. Onko se kuitenkin se veitsi?
Ei se veitseen tuu.
Niin siihen ei tuu...
Ei se tänne tulee, mutta...
Kato.
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Tuohon ei tuu uutta. Mikä toi on, mikä törröttää tuossa? What have not been seen, found, noted?
I've finished with...
Something. Pukaaks tää nyt taas, että itse tuo veitsi olisikin se?
En tiedä. Ja sit kun tuolla niinku sä oikeesti niinku sanot, niin on jotain tuolla.
Tuo veitsi näkyy tuossa ilmassa. Se on se veitsi, mikä siinä näkyy. Tuo luukku on kiinni tuossa. Search Cust's room.
War of 1914-1918. By the King's order, the name of Corporal A.B. Cust, Devonshire Regiment, was published on the London Gazette on May the 10th, 1918, as mentioned in a dispatch for gallant and distinguished service. An army dispatch, wounded on the Somme front, victim of a gas attack. Corporal Cust greatly deserves his distinction.
Se on tuo puukko tosiaan, mikä näkyy tuosta. Just mistä rullaa.
On se. Tossa oli jotkut rillit siellä.
No täällä aineita. Ehkä se väärinpäin, kun se lähti pyörimään heti. Just näin.
Laudanum Cameron's Chemists. Laudanum, a medicine for coughs. It is what Dr. Clark prescribed for Mrs. Asher. This subject would probably be useful to me. Diethyl barbituric acid, Johnson Company. I know this medicine. It is a powerful sedative.
No se vähän niinku lukee
This
sen
subject
kissan
would
kokoisen
probably
kirjan.
be
Se
useful
niinku
to me.
rauhoittava toi sedatiivi. Edelleen on.
Ja siinä,
It's an ABC.
ja sit siinä veitsessä ei edelleenkään lue mitään, että... Tai niinku kun sitä kääntelee, niin siihen ei tule mitään, että... Erikoisjuttuja.
A long-bladed knife.
Aha.
A murderous
Mikä
weapon.
tää vaan sopivin päin.
This subject would probably be useful to me.
Ei se auta se paketti.
Niin.
Onko se 6? On.
Murhaajaepäillyn.
It's closed. This knife is very useful. Who knows? Maybe it never cut anything other than string.
No,
Stockings.
stockings.
No,
Vielä ei saa tutkimatta.
oliko se yöpöytä? Jotain. Katsottiin.
Onko teillä... Ei siellä ole mitään muuta.
Siellä ei ole myöskään mitään. No ne trunksit. Joo. Hyvä. No, onko se sitten ne... Toi... No sit ne ei ole ne trunksit.
Nyt se on sanottu toiksi korjassa. Ei
Tai
ole.
sit se paperi.
The register shows that Cust did not sleep at the guest house on the day of the murder. Where was he? Bexhill. The Bexhill paper reveals it. Cust bought this newspaper in Bexhill on July the 25th.
Vielä siellä on searchattavaa.
Onks kaikki katon rajat, kaikki taulut, kaikki ikkunat?
Sänkyä ei ole tutkittu. The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Se oli vaan toinen. Tässä oli tuoli.
Tuolissa oli ne housut.
Hei, tossa oli käsi ton oven kohdalla.
Niin se on ulos.
Onko?
It is now the right time.
Ilmeisesti.
Se on varmaan tuo sama kaappi. En ole nyt toi vaate. Siinä tossa ei.
Mä oon niinku jotenkin... Tai niinku mietityttää, että onks tossa
ABC guys. Enough to sign about a dozen murders.
Mutta ehkä siinä ei oo.
Ne ei pääse niinku pidemmälle tätä huonetta kävelemään.
Ikkunassa ei oo nyt.
Verhot puuttuu.
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Pitäisikö katsoa vielä? En muista mistä ihmeestä se käytetään.
Se tuli tuolta alkuvalikosta. Joo, sänky on nyt sen näköinen, että se... Toi on ihan kuin toi puukko tuolla. Eihän näitä voi käyttää tuon mustan poistua.
Voitko sä kokeilla?
John Milligan. Dear sir, further to... Regarding the schedule of your rounds, please... This letter is...
Okei, se vetää se tuosta pois. Ei se tässä tilassa yleensä sitä anna tutkia. No, käytetään... Aha.
This dark stain. It could be blood, but goodness knows how long it has been there.
No en ois
No
huomannut.
use continuing the inspection of this room. I've seen all there is to see.
No, oli vähän jemmassa kyllä.
Vähän jemma oli kyllä.
Tuosta... Oishan se tullut toi lasit siellä, mutta
No se vähän häviää noihin
No sekin.
naulanreikiin ja...
Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury. Thank you for your help.
Okei, kun
I
turhaan
look forward to seeing you again, Mr. Poirot.
Ah, Chief Inspector. I was about to leave.
Good evening, Chief Inspector. Welcome. Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes.
Ei tullut Brainsilista tukorko. No. Se perunut päivällä. Toki jap.
Jaha, taas.
It is now the right time.
Mä en tiedä, pystytkö mitä... No
No
niin.
nyt.
I had best talk to Jap.
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty. Do you have any element that might prove the contrary?
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Braincellit. Pididididu. 3 victims. Toi on varmaan... Toi.
Joo, ja sit mun mielestä se eka on... Eka on kanssa, koska se oli... Noni, ja toi. Ja sit se... Ihan ensimmäinen oli se, että se on... Kato Johnstonissa silloin. Että se oli kaikissa niissä.
Cust and the Killer. No se letteri. Toi voisi olla. No jompikumpi noista. Ei ole kumpikaan niistä. Tai saattoi olla, mutta... No ei. Toi provider, no veitsi. No ei toi kyllä. Ja toikaan mun mielestä.
No kyllä sit se...
Toi nyt on ihan selkeä
niin
toi.
Mut onko se sit noi kirjat?
No kokeili. En näköjään kokeillutkaan.
No tuohon tulee se slide box.
guilty.
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the scenes, the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
C'est
Is
vrai.
it?
However,
Is it really?
the blood Mrs. Marbury saw on Cust's shirt may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind, and the blood spurted outwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes, yet we see quite the opposite. You would expect the murderer to keep the newspaper articles about his crimes. But Cust's collection starts in Custin, as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can we talk to him?
Doncaster is sending him to us on the first train.
Are they questioning him already?
Joo.
He says he can't remember a thing.
It's plausible. Doctors say he suffers from absences and amnesia. Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the murders in an altered state.
Taptaa ensi
A familiar situation.
It's not enough to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting to.
Très intéressant. I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
Chief Inspector, I took the liberty of removing a few clues to examinatum.
All right, we'll discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to see if you've missed something.
Will I never?
aika törkeätä vihjailua.
Mikä tää on hyvä?
Joo.
Taas toi täti menee tossa Scotland Yard.
Epäilyttävää, että läpi käydä.
En mä tiedä, onko se Scotland Yardin menossa, mutta kuitenkin. Jatketaan nyt myöhemmin.